I honestly don't know how people 18 to 30 right now are just going to work and acting like nothing's happening. This is going to be a deep dive into the modern American dream and what people need to realize if they are young in their career right now. And if you are just doom scrolling, go ahead and go to the next one. But if you are actually serious about taking career advice from someone who has left a 300K a year corporate job to run their own business in 2025, let's talk. I just want to give you a little bit of context as to where we are at and mapping this to past trends in the US. My mom's parents, my dad's parents, neither of them went to college. They grew up in a small town, a manufacturing town back when the United States was the manufacturing capital of the world. And what happened when I go to their towns now, which is a small town in Indiana and a small town in South Carolina, there's a graveyard of factories that are completely empty. They have been deteriorating for 20 to 30 years. Right now, if you are 18 to 35, we are just like our grandparents who are working at a factory. There's a clear path. Maybe you're in tech and there's a high-paying job. You can save money, you can live a good lifestyle. But you know what just happened? And this is the same shit as our grandparents experienced is, hey, they're working at the Ford factory and it's going great. But you know what? GM just announced they're moving their facilities to China. And oh, that's okay. Hey, Cursor is replacing the need for engineers at tech companies. Some of the biggest investment banks in the world are forecasting a recession, but hey, it hasn't hit me yet. I'm making 150K. I'm just gonna save 10% more this month. The same exact shit is happening right now, guys. And if you are 18 to 35, you have two choices. You can hold on to your slightly above average, higher than normal paying job, and you can wait 3 to 5 years until you finally get cut, and then you've got to figure it out when you're even more entrenched in your lifestyle, or you can actually start building or changing careers right now. If you have the ability to go really deep on the technical side and you understand that world, maybe that's a path for you. But if not, and I'm dead serious, guys, you need to learn how to sell right now. I don't see a path in 2050 and beyond where almost any type of job is still in demand. Now, sure, there's going to be programmers, there's going to be analysts, there's going to be lots of different, traditionally high-paying roles, but with how much software is doing, there's going to be less of those jobs available because AI is going to be a co-pilot and making those jobs execute much faster with less people. And additionally, the pay bands for those, which right now a highly skilled software engineer can still command 400 to 500K, that is going to slow down, and overall, on average, that is going to come down further and further. There is no advantage anymore in being a great programmer like there was between 2000 and 2020, where if you were the first person to market, you made the first Uber of whatever, you had a real chance of building a successful, fast-growing business. That is commoditized. I built a ChatGPT bot yesterday in an hour that automated 5 hours of work per week, and I don't even know how to program. So if you do not know how to sell, I recommend getting an entry-level sales job at a reputable company, especially if you have a solid background, so you can just understand the skills of how to carry a one-on-one conversation, how to sell a higher ticket item business to business, and or maybe you don't necessarily want to do that if you are not learning how to play the social media game, if you are not trying to build a YouTube, a TikTok, or an Instagram. Just pick one. You don't have to do all three at the beginning, but if you are not learning that, guys, I don't see a future where 10 years from now, you're gonna have a real chance to compete against AI and so many jobs. So with that being said, I'm giving honest career advice of someone who has left their 300K corporate job because I built an online business that is bigger than that salary. If you want more of that advice, that is what this channel is about. And I also make tons of free in-depth guides on YouTube about tech sales as well. So yeah, let me know where you're at. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
I'm just gonna say it because nobody else is saying it, even though we're all thinking it. The American dream is to leave America. I traveled the world for 6 months straight by myself. 4 months in Asia, 2 months in Europe. And no, don't come at me. I've been on my own since I was 18 years old. And yes, of course, I'm blessed to be an American. I'm blessed to have a strong passport. And I'm blessed that I've been able to start my own business and travel the world. But I'm telling you, I've been home for over a year now. There's not one city in the United States that makes my soul feel alive, that makes me feel like I have community, that makes me feel like people are loving and respectful and not divided and judgmental. It's toxic here. We have no love here. People literally think that I'm the crazy one. And I'm like, you guys, we're falling apart. I find so much more love and so much more support, so much more community in Bali. I'm in Spain, and I'm in Italy, when I'm in Thailand. I've traveled to 10 different countries by myself. I'm telling you, being here will strip your soul. I say this because I want to see if anyone else is feeling this way. And if you need help, like I want to get out as well, and I need direction to make money online and support myself financially abroad, please contact me. I'm a business coach. I can help you.
Man, honestly, fuck the American dream. The American dream ain't never did nothing for nobody but put them in some goddamn debt. You buy a house, you in debt. You buy a car, you in debt. You start a business, you in debt. You try to go to school, you in debt. You telling me there ain't shit we can do in this life to where a motherfucker ain't gotta be in debt? Like nothing? And it's like, I know God intended for us to do more than just clock in and die. Because at this fucking point, that's all we doing. We barely making enough to survive, and we clocking in and dying. That's all the fuck we doing.
What's a fact most of society thinks is true but actually isn't?
That America is the greatest country in the world, that we are land of the free, home of the brave, when in reality, we are home of the modern day slaves. All Americans know is hustle, hustle. We work, eat, sleep, repeat, only to be sold a bullshit ass dream of us living this great American life, when in reality, the great American life is living paycheck to paycheck or paycheck to credit card. Literally 65% of us live paycheck to paycheck, barely able to afford our rent. Don't even get me started on the healthcare. Whenever I've gotten sick in other countries, I've been able to go to the hospital, be seen immediately, not ridiculous emergency room wait times, and my bill for an MRI, EKG, staying overnight in a hospital was only $500. There is seriously something wrong with the American, not even healthcare system. Don't get me started on us funding the genocide, women's rights being taken away, the homelessness crisis. Like, I could go on and on. I would like somebody that is very proud to be American and thinks that America is the greatest country, believes in this facade. I would love for them to stitch my video and let me know, when we compare apples to apples, don't compare America to a third world country. Compare apples to apples. Compare America to France or to Australia, and tell me why America is the greatest country in the world.
The new trend in America is that the new American dream, at least, is to move to Europe, live in Europe in a small country or somewhere in Asia. Which is really funny, because when you go to Europe, and when I live in Europe, what they want to do is come to America. So the moral to the story, in my opinion, I've lived 13 years in Italy, 13 years in America, is that the grass is always greener. Italians want to come to America because they think there's more opportunities with jobs. Americans want to move to Europe because they think the food, quality of life is better. In the end, nowhere will be perfect enough. You'll always look for something else, and you'll see something online and you'll think it's better. So all you can do is make the best of wherever you live and find what works best for you. For me, it's to live in Florida and then go visit Europe all the time. So about half the year here, half the year there. I'm blessed enough to be able to live wherever I want to and not have to be stuck at a job. So it's a luxury not many people have, but if you can, I try to use as much as I can. If you ever considered living in another country, make sure to follow me.
Listen, if you still want to come to America because you believe in the American dream, let me tell you something. That dream died like 30 plus years ago, and now we're living in a dream that involves paying $10 for a dozen of shitty fucking eggs, paying $2,000 a month for an apartment in the ghetto that's about 700 square feet and it has no walls. And then if you want to go to university here, you're looking at around $100,000 for a 4-year education. That's on the low end. But in those 4 years, you might get shot because everyone seems to want to shoot each other for some ungodly reason. Then you're going to graduate thinking, oh, I graduated, I have a degree now, I'm going to get a good job. Your good job is going to pay you about $40,000 starting off, maybe, and then they're going to say you're going to work 40 hours a week, when in reality you're going to be working about 50 plus hours a week, because they're going to guilt trip you in by saying, we're a family, we're a team, we help each other. And they're not going to pay you overtime for that, because why would they? If they get your help for free, why would they pay you for that? Okay, then there's no work-life balance. That company you're working for now doesn't want to give you vacation days until like maybe your second year working there, and those vacation days are maybe 4 days out of the whole entire year. That includes holidays. All right, then if you're sick, too bad, you still have to come to work. Okay, then if you want to buy groceries, your groceries are going to be your whole entire paycheck, because no one can afford to eat here anymore. Got it? I go to the grocery store for 4 things, it's like $50. I'm just saying it sucks living here. I don't want to live here. I want to leave. So maybe you should rethink your whole American dream, because it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Okay? Okay, love you. Bye.
I have a question for any and all younger Americans. What are we working towards at this point? Like, what do we keep doing all of this for? We just did our taxes, and it was insane to see that like our take-home pay for the year was almost double what it was last year. But you would literally never be able to tell that at all. I'm tired, especially knowing that all of the lizard people in office are just fighting their hardest to push the retirement age to 70. By the time we're close to that, what is it, just work till death, I'm assuming? I don't even know. But Rachel, you're a stay-at-home mom. You don't even work. Okay, but I stay at home with my gremlins while my husband busts his ass day after day to pay for our life. But like, what kind of life are we living? And this isn't me complaining about like my life and my situation, because I'm not stupid. I know that we are in, compared to the rest of the country, we're very blessed, but like we're not where you would think we would be if you saw those numbers. Like, we spent our entire like younger years saving and like putting our noses down and like doing the right things for what? For absolutely nothing. I'm at the point where I'm ready to just like take out credit cards, max them out, and just like enjoy my life, because we are literally, it just feels like we're on a hamster wheel, and I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore.
Y'all know that we are slaves, right? Like, we're currently all slaves. Slavery never went away. It was just remodified as the working system. Every day you have to get up super early, spend 8 hours a day away from your friends, your loved one, your family, work for pennies on the dollar to make somebody else richer than they already are. And then you get hit with all these bills that you can barely afford because shit is going up. Things are way too expensive. And once you pay off all your ridiculously expensive ass bills, you're broke and have to go to work again the next day. And then once you get paid again to pay your bills, you're going to be broke again. It's literally a rat race. It's like the guinea pig on the hamster wheel. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, because I just got paid and now I'm broke. And don't get me wrong, I have money saved up, I have money in investments. But literally the chump change I got paid from my 2 jobs is all of a sudden gone because it went to bills. And now I have to go back to work again, wait a whole week to get paid to pay bills again. And the same amount of money I'm getting paid, people have 2, 3, sometimes 4 kids. I'm like, there's no way people are surviving, making the same money I am with dependents. I don't have any kids. I don't have a place of my own. I'm still living at the crib. Yet these people have like a whole bunch of bills, mouths that they have to feed, roofs that they have to keep over their head, clothes that they have to buy. How are y'all doing that with the same amount of paycheck y'all get as me? It's literally impossible. Financial freedom is a whole flat out fucking lie. It's bullshit. Unless you were inherited money, grew up in a rich family, hit the lottery, hit a crazy sports betting parlay, you're never going to get rich. You're never going to get ahead, because they don't want you to get ahead. They want you to stay slaves and depend on that job and work for the next 40, 50 years of your life. And when you finally can retire with the little bit of money that you were able to save, you can enjoy it. Your bones are going to be too brittle and weak to enjoy it. You won't physically be able to do the things at an older age compared to when you were younger. The United States working system was designed for us to be slaves for 40, 50, if not 60 years and then die. And then what happens when you die? They take half your money because of taxes. Don't get me started on taxes. That's another scam system that they created to keep you broke. It makes no sense how we go to work, bust our ass, and then they illegally take money from our paycheck. And then when it comes time to file taxes every single year, they demand you to pay more money on top of the money that they already illegally took in from you. The American dream is to get the fuck out of America.
Americans don't know how lucky they are in regards to the amount of opportunities that they get on the table. When I made the comment earlier about in England, you exhaust your dad's network, that usually is 1 or 2 people. And in America, it's like he knows somebody that knows somebody that knows. That's how it is in America. So over here, the land of opportunity and even the American dream is insanely real. And I think that it's something a lot of Americans definitely take for granted, because for somebody coming from the outside in, it slaps you in your face day one. I came to America not thinking that I was going to stay. And then after a year and a half, it was mission, how do I stay?
I don't know how I'm going to explain to my child someday that the reason we have access to this lakefront property is not because her mom and dad worked hard. No, it is because in the 1960s, people could work in a factory and afford to buy a vacation home. And I don't think she's going to believe me, to be honest. I barely believe me.
This morning, Vice President Vance posted a message on X that I think is really difficult not to be touched by, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on. He said, "My kids are settling into the Vice President's residence, and I just want to say thank you to the American people. While we don't own this residence, it is a beautiful home for our 3 little kids, and we are grateful. We'll take good care of it." He was born in the poorest part of America to a drug-addicted single mom. And now he is Vice President of these United States. America has always been and will always be the land of opportunity. A true American success story. And what he said this morning is another one of the reasons why he deserves to be the Vice President of these United States. Such an inspiration, such a role model, and exactly the kind of testimony that our young people need to hear right now. That is the American dream.
Again, this is what I'm talking about. There's tons of people in the comments of that video and on other videos that are on the similar topic that just bitch and complain about everything and claim that the American dream isn't real. The thing is, there's no way to say it's real or not because it's different for everybody. Your American dream might be different than mine. It doesn't have to be being rich. The only thing it symbolizes is that you can come here and make a better life for yourself. And that is true. For some, that might be making $1 billion. For some, that might be just being able to build their own small business or own their own house or be able to have simple freedoms like not having a gun pointed in your face when you don't vote for a specific particular party. As I said, I have friends' parents that came over here at 16, 17 years old, and they've established amazing lives for themselves. So for them, it's true. But if you just sit around and complain and give yourself a victim mindset, of course you're going to be a loser.
I think the new American dream is to leave, to pack up and head to a quiet European town or a beachside village in Asia, somewhere where we aren't being poisoned by our food, we don't need 2 to 3 jobs to survive, and where healthcare isn't a luxury, but the norm. Someplace where people stop and appreciate the little things and enjoy the slow life. A safe place where the community comes together and supports one another. We've been misled to believe that life is about enduring our circumstances and place of birth, but it is not a requirement in life that you have to stay in the same place you were born and spend your life struggling. Hands down, the best part about being a U.S. citizen is our ability to leave the U.S. and travel abroad to seek out a better life. So let's take a moment to recognize how lucky we are that we can leave. Let's focus on getting remote jobs or building online businesses, grab our passports, and take advantage of the fact that because of the internet, we have the ability to earn US level income from anywhere in the world. The fact is, the old American dream just simply does not serve us anymore. And the new American dream lies beyond our borders.
The American dream is now to leave America. Someone get me a green card, someone get me a visa, like, I'm leaving, bye.